All right. So, um, as I previously mentioned, this campaign is going to have a lot of investigating going on, but not necessarily investigating in the sense of um, going to many different places, mainly because of the setting of the campaign. However, if you do want to go to different places, you're more than welcome to. I mean, it's not gonna be too far from anything urban, but at the same time, it's not gonna be really close to anything urban. So it's like it happens on the outside of Arkham. Like it's not Arkham, but it's not Arkham. If it makes any sense.
So maybe in the future, could you like give us a little short couple 2 sentence synopsis
Well, I
for
did
the
try to
next
put an
campaign? That way,
explanation over there as to the nature of the well, not the nature of the investigating, but as to the nature of the fact that you guys we're not necessarily going to be doing a lot of fighting unless you do decide to pick a fight unnecessarily, which you're more than welcome to. You know, some players like to fight around. Um, but I did let you guys know over there in Discord that this was going to be like mostly investigating. If you look at the message I sent today at 10:30 in the morning, it's right there.
no, I saw that, but you didn't say it might not be in an urban setting because this character
Well, it's
is
really
definitely
close.
designed for a
It's really
city.
close to the urban. I mean, you can go back and forth if you want. I mean, we're talking about possibly 30 to 45 minutes from the town. So if you want to go back to town to do research and stuff like that, you're more than welcome. Um, but ultimately, let me look to see what your jobs are, professions, whatever. I keep closing the wrong thing.
I also would like to take a sidebar um,
Sidebar.
with the 1920s in non uh, traditionally Anglo-Saxon characters. Um, if you play a non-Anglo-Saxon character in the
Yeah,
1920s,
you're probably gonna be racial profiled.
not only that, you're gonna be singled out,
Yeah,
especially by police and other organizations. So it's just a warning in the future for
yeah, no.
some.
I know that. However, I don't necessarily act too heavily on that because I don't want anybody to feel left out, or it just causes sometimes more controversy than what it actually adds towards the campaign. So therefore, I just move on. I do act on certain things, like for example, um, depending on certain aspects and where you're at and what are you doing and what the location is. But if it's something like you're just walking around, whatever, then my I'd probably just leave you alone. It's more towards the fact, like for example, if the cops come, or if you're just going to try to talk to somebody, like interrogate somebody, whatever, then at that point, yeah. All right. So one of you is a soldier. So Ryan's a soldier,
Technically
and
former one, but close enough.
perfect. Sam is an investigative journalist. So Sam, your character actually is gonna be perfect. All right. So Arlen, you have you have a mom. Your mom,
Oh, everybody has a mom.
but his mom is very much alive,
He seems to be without
and
a mom.
unfortunately, your mom is not doing super well. Your mom refuses to move in with you to Arkham. She refuses to get any help. Um, she currently lives in the outskirts of Arkham. So if you're looking at the map towards the very bottom, we can go ahead and say that she's living somewhere over here, and we can act as if there is a road that just connects from here all the way to here. The fact that there is a body of water over there doesn't really make a difference. I'm just trying to point at the fact that it's not necessarily super close, not super far, but it's still the outside of Arkham. So it wouldn't be somewhere too urbanized. It will be her house. She will have a little farm over there. So, Arlen, certain things have been happening to your mom. Every time you go visit your mom, um, she's not necessarily doing bad mentally. Like, for example, somebody that might have Parkinson's or anything like that. But health wise, you do notice that she doesn't seem to be doing her best. She seems very, very skinny lately. And, always, all your life, you guys lived out of the farm. You guys had animals over there, chickens, cows, pigs, you name it. And unfortunately, as of late, things have started to die in very strange ways too. So the last time you see a corpse over there, when you went to visit your mom, and it was mainly because your mom was asking you for some money to buy more animals. You saw that one of the cows and a pig died almost as if it was starved to death. It was like super skinny, and um, almost as if the animal didn't have any blood, for that matter. Um, it's almost like it sucked itself in. So anyway, and that was a couple of months ago. You ultimately helped your mom, got her some new animals, but you notice that the animals just don't necessarily seem to last very long. The animals just continue dying, and you just want to find some sort of solution, right? Try to get your mom to do better.
Move in with me, for starters.
Well, whatever that is, moving with you, or maybe move into the city and live somewhere where they can help her out, or whatever. It is safe to think that somebody like you will be thinking that most likely she is not mentally capable of living by herself at this point in time. And
And even
when you talk to your mom told you that possibly there could have been people just messing with her with her animals. So ultimately, it will be safe to assume that that you will want to figure out exactly what's going on, and maybe if need to, you're gonna need to get some help, for which you do know, you do know that pretty much guys from the army don't necessarily make a lot of money, and there has been lately a move in town, um, from the mayor, uh, trying to get people to start hiring more and more soldiers to try to get them to be occupied now that they're not necessarily in the war anymore. And so there's it's very common nowadays that a lot of soldiers are doing all jobs and all that. So at the very least, that if something were to happen, it will be super helpful to have that ability to have that kind of backup where and I'm talking about considering that your mom seems to get you to think that somebody is just messing with their stuff. So if you have to scare somebody, or fight somebody for them to leave your mom alone.
A bullet tends to do the job. You don't even need to hit anyone.
Well, yeah, but one gun can kill only so many targets. Uh, you don't really know exactly what's going on, so it's always better to be safe than sorry, especially being out there on the outskirts of Arkham, outside of Arkham, where there's not going to be any police over there or anything like that, at least not for a while. You're going to call the cops, and realistically, in the 1920s, all the way there, we're talking at least half an hour, 45 minutes outside of Arkham. I don't know, you might be waiting for an hour or two until the cops show up.
I mean, I get that.
Well, you know.
And if you're talking, if you're only talking about normal people messing with
Well, you don't know if
his
they're normal people
mother,
or not. I mean, all your mom said was that her livestock is just continuously dying. She's just not able to grow any vegetation, because also they're killing her vegetation. Her vegetables that she grows and whatnot. So she's really running out of food too. Seems to be a problem.
so not everything looks like it's essentially melting, wasting away, nothing grows.
No, nothing is
Are there any facts?
nothing is seems to be wasting away. It's not like it grows and nobody picks it up and it just dies. Suddenly, the plants that were there, they just started dying, and now your mom is at the point where not a lot grows in there, and if it grows, it dies, somewhat quick.
Yeah, those are signs of okay, out of characters. Those are signs of industrial pollution to the soil and water, or water and soil in that order.
Well, it never. You guys never had anything like that, so you may have to figure it out exactly what's going on. Maybe somebody's just trying to scare your mom off to sell the property. Who knows? I mean, I don't know. We're just jumping to conclusions right now. You don't necessarily know much besides what you've seen in a very short period of time. So ultimately, your mom has asked you if you could just go spend a little bit of time there, and maybe bring some help in case something happens, and she should be okay after a couple of days. It's just she just needs a little bit of help.
Of course, it's not a problem. I planned on making sure that no one is messing with you too much. To try and figure out where the problem lies, try to solve it.
Right.
I had no intention of leaving that anytime soon either way.
Right. So this program about hiring soldiers, um, if you want to hire a soldier, pretty much you only pay 10% of the wage, and the city will pay 90%.
Okay?
So once you find a soldier, you ask them if they want to work, and there's also a list of soldiers living in town that that the city hall has, in which you can go ask for somebody, and they'll contact them, and they'll go down the list and ask if people want to work, and if they do, They'll provide them your phone number, and somebody will call you. So if you want, we can assume that you already went and did that. And that way we can get Red Wolf over here on board with the campaign.
Okay.
All right. Hey, Arrow.
Hey, sorry I'm late. I thought we were starting at 4:30.
No, it's all good. What character are you using?
I'm using the doctor character that I created.
Dr. Bird?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Hold on. Why is there... What? What did I just do?
Looks like you deleted her.
No, there it is. I moved it to the wrong folder. All right. So, as I was telling them, the story begins, and you, Arrow, will know about this because you would have gone at some point and examined his mom. His mom, known to you as Miss... what's her name? Oh my God, Miss Carrington. That's his mom's last name. Miss Carrington. She's not doing very good lately. She has become very skinny, and she doesn't seem to have any Alzheimer's or anything like that. However, her situation at her farm is not the best, and because it is not the best, she seems to not be eating as much as she should. Most of her animals just seem to be dying, and nothing seems to be able to grow anymore, and the stuff that she was growing has pretty much died. So, that's our situation. We can play it off. I don't know what your character's personality is, but is your character somebody that is that likes to help, or that maybe he or she will get attached to certain patients, or care about patients to the point that your character will want to go check and make sure that they're okay?
Yeah, definitely. He's more of a small town doctor, so makes house calls, knows people's kids, and kind of keeps an eye on the community.
Okay, so definitely, you would have promised her that you will go check on her, maybe once a week, and definitely you will be in touch with her son Brian, and maybe you guys go together whenever you go. Then again, Ryan is currently in the process of hiring help in order to go help in case something's going on. Because then again, there's his mom seems to have told Ryan that there may be foul play to where somebody may be causing the death of her stock, her cows, chickens, whatever, and somebody may be messing with the land to where she cannot grow things anymore. And as I was saying today, his mom is going to be living somewhere around here, which it'll be about 30 to 45 minutes away from Arkham. So not too far. If you guys ever want to go back to the town to check on things, you can. If you don't, you can stay there. Whatever you want to do. So ultimately, Arlian, do we assume that you did go to the town hall and enroll yourself to look for help?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So
to look for a job and to look for someone
right.
too.
So Red Wolf, the phone will ring, and a lady will talk to you, and she will be like, "Hi, we have a job opening for you. It's a job for a couple of days. It's gonna pay um, about $900." And and she says, obviously, we pay 90%. The person you'll be working for pays 10%. The job is ultimately paid at the end of the assignment. Would you like to take it?
Uh, well, it depends. What's the assignment?
Well, as far as we were told, the assignment is simply you will go with a gentleman, you will go visit his mom, and you will just be there doing nothing crazy, simply making sure that they're safe. It's sort of a bodyguard. However, it's not in town. It's on the outsides of it's on the outskirts of Arkham. So chances are that there's not necessarily anybody living there. However, they do have an issue with the land, and they seem to be to have reasons to think that somebody may be killing their animals. So, in case something like that has happened, maybe you can just scare them away.
So I'm just a reporter. I'm not a police
Oh,
officer or
I
anything.
thought you were a soldier.
No, I'm a soldier.
Oh, you're the soldier. Okay, never mind. So then you will actually contact.
You
Then you
you
will
had
contact.
us confused all the
Yeah, I
time,
switched
mate.
you guys. I switched you around. Okay, so this is why we're gonna do it. Then you are going to contact the reporter directly to let him know of the story that somebody seems to be messing with your mom's land. It works either way. So ultimately, you will sell it like, I got a big story for you. I think somebody's just killing my mom's animals. My mom is not doing well. They're messing with the land to where the animals they may be eating from the ground, and they're getting poisoned. You know, and then my mom is also eating the food, and she's not eating, getting sick, losing a lot of weight, and that might be another reason why the doctor also may be very much interested into it.
Potentially have a reason to believe that she's potentially being, well, if not her, then at least water that we use to grow
It could be the
crops.
water too. Yeah, you at this point you don't know what's going on. Um, and you would have taken a picture of a dead animal, and you can even show it to Sam, um, as in, hey, this is the condition where in what the I found the animal, the dead animal. And when you see the picture, Sam, you will notice that animal, there's no way that it died of natural causes. That animal was like very strangely dead, and it doesn't look like it's being stabbed or anything, but it just looks like something that would have been dead for months, you know, or at least weeks. So, Sam, would your character be interested in going with them?
If there's money involved, yes, he would go.
Yeah, you will definitely sell it to the newspaper, even to the radio, for all that matter. So yeah, there will definitely be money involved. Yeah, and ultimately, Ryan may or may not be willing to pay you something. I don't know. That is something that you will have to arrange with him. I assume that if he will pay you for something, it may be in the case that it turned out to be nothing, and you're just wasting your time. Because ultimately, you can collect by selling the story to the newspaper and maybe the radio and all the news outlets. Yeah,
Yep, he's got connections, so that would.
yeah. So All right. So everybody gets together. Let's say on a Friday morning. Do you guys need to know the date?
Mm,
Probably not.
It's
It's not significant.
probably not.
Okay.
Maybe the season.
All right. So it will be actually. We can say that it is. December. Like now. What is it? December the 8th. You know. So it's definitely December. It's just in the 1940s. Um, no, I'm sorry, 1920s. And so what happens is you guys ultimately meet up in the morning, and it works out perfectly because normally, Arrow, your character goes about once every 2 weeks to check up on her. However, since there's other people going, you guys maybe decide to stay for the weekend over there, and check on things. Maybe get back on Monday or whatever. It's not such a big deal. So Arlian, who has a car, will be driving over there. You guys take off and arrive, probably 45 minutes after taking off. It's not that far. As you arrive, you see that this is your typical house on the prairie type of house. Like, it's a small house, nothing huge, built out of wood, out of logs. It has a barn, it very big barn at that, which you can imagine that it makes sense because it's a farmhouse ultimately. You do see that it has a lot of land attached to it, behind it, that is fenced in, so it's obvious that it belongs to the house. And however, you don't necessarily see a lot of animals out there. So you arrive. The car stops.
Sorry, who arrives?
All of you arrive to the house finally. After passing the gate and driving for about a quarter of a mile, you get to the end to the house, right in front of the house. You park over
Well,
there.
he would have been asking. He would have been talking to the son for
Yeah,
sure.
definitely. You guys talk about whatever you want. Yeah.
So your name is Ryan. What's your last name?
Carrington, I assume.
Carrington, if I pronounce that properly.
And your relation is
I am her son.
your son. Do you have any other sibling?
Currently, none that can come and visit. I have a younger brother, but he's unavailable at the time. Mostly due to being, well, out of state.
So you
Have no
notice him.
idea where he is currently.
You notice he's got a pad and a pen, and he's writing down the stuff.
Sure.
And what's your mother's first name?
Excuse me, if I may, under the character folder on the top, we have a notes section. If you want, you can always use that too. Any of you can use that. It says notes. Use them.
I'm just using a Google Docs notes.
Yeah, that's fine.
So what was your mother's name?
Her, Miss Carrington. You
Ethan,
can give
you're
her
the one
any first name you want.
Diana? Definitely not.
Your father, is he alive?
Unfortunately, my father's been dead for a while now.
And if you don't mind me asking, what did he die of? Anything unusual?
Not really. Heart attack. we are a bit too far away from the city. He died before we even got to the hospital. Apparently, he was having trouble with the heart for quite a bit, at least according to the doctor there.
Indeed, he was.
He just
And-
didn't want to bother anyone.
Okay. And doctor, what's your name?
August Bird, at your service. The local town doctor, and I'd look in on Miss Carrington, and I was providing care for her husband when he unfortunately passed away.
So you can confirm that his passing was of natural cause.
Correct. I'm assuming that's actually true. I don't, as a player, know
Yeah,
that. but-
definitely, it would have been true. Yeah.
So what would you say, doctor, would be Mrs. Carrington's state of health and state of mind and health?
Her state of mind, she's as sharp as ever, quite a welcoming lady. Her health, however, seems to be deteriorating over time. I check on her from time to time since her son is in the city, and busy. She's losing weight, kind of withering away. You know, that does happen as you get older, but it's happening quite a bit faster than normal. I suspect either malnutrition, dehydration, perhaps a contaminated water source.
And Ryan, you don't live at you don't live at her residence, correct?
I haven't lived here for a few years now, yes. Been trying to persuade her to move to the city with me, but she's as stubborn as my old man.
Yep, she wouldn't leave the farm for the world.
So,
Oh, much.
so you're not familiar with the day-to-day of the farm at all, I take it.
Not for a few years. While I lived here constantly, I very much knew this land like a back of my hand. I knew how water flows, when it flows. I knew how rain would flow into the ground. I knew just about everything happening on this farm.
And to your knowledge, is the farm up to date on its taxes, bills, monies?
It has all been covered long time ago. Well, long time ago. Everything is covered. So I don't believe that issues stem from something like that.
And I get it. This may be a sensitive subject for some people, but you would be on the will to own the farm after her passing, correct?
Well, that is true. I don't. I mean, I'm not the only one. My younger brother is also on that list. But I would rather go back to Carrington and inhale a bunch of mustard gas than hire my own mother.
Well, I mean, it's a sensitive subject. I get it, but I'm an investigative reporter. I gotta go after every angle. You see.
I can understand that. From a professional side. From a personal side, right now I'm very much tempted to break every bone in your body.
Well, I'm glad then. I guess we got a doctor here, right? He's just making a joke. He gives you a coy smile, and then he doesn't say anything else. He just closes his little notebook and puts it in his coat.
I don't believe I got your name, sir.
My name's Sam. Sam West. I'm an investigative reporter. I'm with the Globe. You know, it's just a rag kind of, but you know, lots of people read it. They like my stuff.
The Globe, that's not our local newspaper. What brings you out to town to look after an old lady? Surely you've got bigger scoops.
Well, times are tough. You know, it's you know, the things just aren't happening as they should. So, man's got to eat. You know.
Ah, yes. Many odd jobs in medical school.
In other words, he discovered that every subject under the sun is being covered by every other the news reporter under the sun, and needs to find something that's different to report on.
Or maybe things are going too well and there's not much crazy stuff happening. Not a lot of crazy stuff happening,
There's always that possibility.
Yeah. So when you arrive and you pull over, first thing you notice as you're getting toward the house is that the grass is all dead. I mean, not everywhere, but at least around the house, like the perimeter of the house. I want to say within, I don't know, let's say 20 feet away from the house, there's a circle in the house with the grass being dead. The house itself, like I said, it's kind of like a cabin type of house, because it's built with logs. The wood seems to look, pretty old. Not necessarily as neat as something would look that's well taken care of. So kind of hoping there's no match that falls on the ground, otherwise that house will catch on fire quick. But other than that, that's pretty much the only odd thing you notice.
So the wood in the house is very dry, like the sap and everything's been dried out.
Yep. You see cracks on the paint, the varnish. It's all dried and it's cracking.
Is it the nature of the degradation? Could it be construed as a time-based degradation, meaning that things might seem older than they are?
Well, the house will look like that provided that you will stop taking care of it for, I don't know, 20, 30 years.
Yeah, but the grass is strange.
Yeah.
It's December.
That's definitely weird because it's not all the grass. It's just that patch that is the perimeter of the house.
And it's cold, right?
Yeah, it is a little cold. Yeah, especially over there in Massachusetts. So, yeah. It will snow from time to time. However, like I said, not all the grass is dead. It's starting to get cold now, so, snow will soon come.
So, are there any hands on the farm? I mean, to help your grandma out, or your mother out? Is there anyone else here?
As far as I know, she didn't have anyone come to assist. lately, but
Well,
I would have to.
you do have somebody that sells their animals. There's somebody that has another farm that lives, I don't know, probably like 2 hours away, that normally she buys animals from.
We might want to
John
talk to them later.
O'Reilly is his name.
I mean, I suppose we can go talk with him, but I really don't see what we could learn from that encounter.
I'm no vet,
But
but maybe he could take a look at the animals and give us a guess.
I mean,
The barn's not affected, is it?
No, the barn looks normal.
What about the animals that live in the barn? I mean,
You
they're
don't see
alive.
any animals right now outside of the house and outside of the barn at the moment. So you don't really know if there are any animals over there or not. And I'm sure that all Ryan can tell you at this point will be that the animals that were there previously died. So
So we should search the farm for anything odd then.
so as you pull over,
for anything,
yeah, as you pull over,
you
the
mean
mom
like
opens the door and comes out. Say, obviously a white woman, very. I want to say she is in her 70s. Just by looking at her, you can see that she's not necessarily doing so bad, but definitely she is looking skinnier than she should be. Um, you can definitely see the bones on her face, and her arms are a little skinnier than somebody should. Her hair is so gray. She doesn't dye it. Um, it looks a little oily too, so you can assume that she might have not showered for a few days now. Um, so she just starts waving at you in the car and smiles.
as soon as he stepped out, Ryan would run towards her to make sure that she's okay, that she's not tiring herself out, that she is
All right, and
essentially isn't full out worried.
she gives you a hug. She's like, "Oh, I see you brought the doctor. Um, Hi, Doctor August. Hi, Doctor Bird. How are you?"
Good, thank you, Miss Carrington. How are you doing?
Well, I'm doing a little better now. I'm excited. Finally, John O'Reilly came by not too long ago and dropped some animals. Now we have a cow and dropped a pig and 10 chickens. So we're gonna see if we can make some work with that. And I have been planning some stuff, so I'm kind of hoping that things will start growing soon.
Oh, that is good news. I hope things start looking better.
Yeah, me too. And who is this good-looking gentleman?
Um, hello, ma'am. My name is Sam West. I'm a reporter. work for a newspaper, and I'm looking into this story about your farm here. This some unusual happenings. I was wondering if you could fill me in on a couple things.
He's professionally curious.
Okay. So she says, "Oh yeah, no problem. Sure thing. I'll be happy to help you on anything you need. I mean, ultimately, um, I'm glad that you're bringing help to see if whatever it is going on. Although I feel bad because now that that I have the animals, I don't necessarily think I need a lot of help. But I'm very happy that you guys are coming to look into things.
Of course, of course. Uh, we want to check in on what happened to your other animals so it doesn't happen again, right?
Right. So
And
I
I look at
really
her, so
don't know exactly how to explain it. I mean, it was very very odd. Um, but it's just strange how they died. I keep thinking that somebody keeps poisoning my animals and my land too.
Can you
poison. That
show?
is.
Do you have a water source?
Yeah, I have a well.
That's your sole source of water?
Yeah, unfortunately the city pipes don't get all the way over here. So
Do you keep a lock on your pump house? Has anyone been fiddling around with it?
yes, I do.
That's good, at least.
Yeah. But I'm sorry, I'm being very, very rude. Please come in, come into the house, take a seat. I'll be happy to get you something to drink. You guys are probably hungry too. Um, you know, I don't want to be rude. Um, I'm definitely gonna pull something out, and I'm gonna start working on food. I can make you some sandwiches for lunch, and ultimately for dinner, I can make a nice meal for everybody.
That sounds lovely. Much appreciated.
Oh, you're most welcome. Please come in. So she opens the door. When she opens the door, you see that the inside of the house is in pretty much the same condition as what the house looks like from outside. All the furniture and everything just seems to be looking as if a lot of time just passed on everything. Like it's almost as if any kind of life force that anything can possibly have, um, it's just not there. Everything's just dry, just not necessarily rotten, but definitely dry. You could swear that if you punch a skinny log, you might be able to break it. So she said, "Okay, well, I'm gonna stop at the kitchen real quick. I'm gonna get you some food and I'll bring you some drinks, and then we can continue talking. Please, get yourselves comfortable." And then she also says, "Ryan, go ahead and show them uh, to their rooms. They're upstairs," she says.
Of course, mother.
Yeah.
Help. Come on, guys.
All right. So
As you can
when you go
see,
upstairs,
things are a bit weird out here.
the house
If
is
I'm
it's
being generous.
the house is a big den slash living room that also has some stairs that go up. There is a door right next to the house. I'm sorry, right next to the stairs that go to the kitchen. There is no bathroom included in the house, so the bathroom is outside. Um, but when you go up, since he was taking you to go upstairs, you will notice that there is a bedroom at the end of the hallway, and then there are four other doors that will be four other bedrooms. One of them would have been Ryan's old bedroom. Every single bedroom will pretty much look the same: a bed, a nightstand, and a dresser with a lamp, old style lamp. You know, the fired style, the oil lamps, not the electricity.
Petrol lamps.
Yeah. So, what would you like to do, guys?
Uh, Brian, you mentioned that things were odd in here, to say the least. I'm not really in the bedrooms very often. Do you notice anything in particular, or is it just the feeling of the room?
No, except for everything looking like it's few decades too old. Everything is mostly as it would be.
Does she have a cellar?
Yes, this way, please.
All right. So I guess
And
she does have a
going to show them to the cellar.
All right. When you get to the cellar, you just see old stuff, some cleaning stuff, some brushes, broom, um, pieces of wood that she would have used for repairs back in the day. Nothing too crazy.
But nothing unusual about it? Like the walls or anything like that are intact?
No, nothing unusual. I mean, it looks exactly the same way the whole house looks. So it's not like that will be the only room that will be looking like the actual age of the house.
All right. So if we go back up, are there rugs or anything on the floors, or is it just all wooden floor?
It's a wooden floor. There's a rug in the living room where the sitting area is, where the couches are, right in front of the the fireplace.
So he'll like pull up a corner of it just to look underneath it and stuff like that, because in the past he's seen some weird stuff. So he's just being thorough.
Right, you're gonna roll spy hidden.
Mm-hmm.
Right. You find a a piece of fur from some sort of animal. It looks fur from a cow.
Oh, okay. Anything unusual about it?
No, it's just a chunk of fur. Like, I don't know, probably about this big. If you see it, oh, I mean, probably the size of your head.
That much?
Yep.
That
So a
that's
hide.
a
Yeah.
lot of.
Okay, so he'll pull it up from the carpet
Yep.
and
from
look
beneath
at
the
it.
carpet.
Yeah, he'll remove it from underneath the carpet. Yeah.
It's underneath the couch. Um, so you.
Oh, it's underneath the
Oh.
couch.
Yep. It's underneath the
Okay.
couch.
So Can we move the couch to take a look at it?
Yeah,
Um,
you.
I suppose.
All right. So when you move the couch, you
Um,
notice that there's no more of that. That was the only piece there. The couch
that was the
actually, what
only
you do
piece.
notice when moving the couch is how amazingly light the couch is now that it is so dry. Uh,
What about the fur? Is the fur very, very brittle?
uh, Not that brittle.
I mean, it's a cow's hide, right?
Yep. It doesn't seem to have been there for too long.
So this might be strange, but he's going to show it to uh, Miss Carrington.
All right. So Miss Carrington uh, just comes back with some drinks, some water. Let me see. One sec. Um, all right. So Miss Carrington has some water that doesn't necessarily look very transparent, and she also brings some homemade wine that she has. More like it's not necessarily wine. It's more like moonshine type stuff to drink.
Oh, she's got a still back there or something.
Uh, well, she brews stuff. I don't think she has a still, but she brews stuff.
I'm
Yeah,
not drinking any.
yeah,
My character's not drinking anything.
All right. So she's
my
like, okay,
character
well,
is
here
making.
you go. I'm working on the sandwiches right now. But oh my goodness, what is that? Where did you get that from?
We found
Can
this
you
under your couch.
Oh, I know what happened. So when the last cow died, I decided to have it skinned, and because I wanted to have a carpet made of the skin, and ultimately I ended up having to clean, and it was getting bugs. So ultimately, I pulled it out, and when I pulled it out, that piece broke, and I guess I missed it because it was under the couch. Thank you very much for getting that out for me. There's no way I could have lifted that couch myself.
Does that sound plausible to us?
You're more than welcome to roll psychology.
I
It
don't have that.
wouldn't be uncommon.
Uh, you don't necessarily notice that she's lying. I mean, she could very well be telling the truth. She's not necessarily giving you. She's not necessarily getting any nervous. Looking away when she's talking to you or anything like that. Um, she will have to be a very good liar to lie to you, like with such a straight face.
So we wait for her to lay down all the food and everything like that and come back. Once we all sit down,
Mm-hmm.
he's going to ask her,
Okay.
Miss Carrington, has anything unusual been happening lately?
I mean,
Um,
other than my animals dying, yeah. I mean, it's such a big deal because I don't know what's been happening. Is the weirdest thing. I have animals, and then all of a sudden, I have had animals, and then my animals lasted for a long time, and then all of a sudden, they just started dying, and they started lasting less and less and less time. First, I remember they were sick for months. And then after that, I replaced them, and they lasted maybe a month, and then weeks. And the last animals I had, it was about a week till they died. So I don't know.
This water looks extremely. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna investigate the water.
Yeah, the
Maybe
water
sniff
doesn't
it, see if
necessarily look
I
very transparent.
does it have an odor to it?
Let's see. Yeah, it will smell like dirt a little bit.
Like dirt.
Yep.
Mom, do you still keep the flashlight at home?
Well, we're eating right now. I don't want to be rude. Please help yourselves. This is all fresh.
Of course, I've been taking of checking the well later.
And I am gonna cook the last turkey I have. I have had it inside of the freezer all this time. So tonight we shall have that turkey.
So, is the bread stale? Like it's been, like, is it moldy?
The bread is not moldy. No, there doesn't seem to be anything wrong with the food. The food doesn't smell or anything, and it doesn't look wrong either.
I'm gonna start eating my sandwich.
In the water, the water is just mostly out of out of out of the game. This is just me telling you. The water doesn't seem to be anything wrong with it other than the fact that it may not necessarily have been filtered properly.
Okay, yeah, you can definitely drink water with like some dirt and sand and stuff.
Yeah. So
It's not the most pleasant.
I mean, wells need to be inspected from time to time, so I'm still going to do it. But so far, just having a normal dinner with mother, and apparently her doctor and the news reporter.
Well, not just her doctor. I'm yours too if you were to stay in the house.
I mean, even if I don't stay in the house, I'm probably going to end up coming to you for medical purposes either way.
I will try to not take that as an insult.
It's not an insult. Or at least it wasn't meant as one. I mean, I literally live in parts of the city where you have your where you work. Sorry, my brain just blocked. I literally live in jurisdiction of your. Would doctor be working in a hospital or some other type
So in
of
the So in small towns like this in the 1920s, there would have been a doctor that just like had a house in the small town, and they would have driven to the different houses to check on people. Babies would be delivered at home, things like that.
I mean, I literally live within the area you have most of your patients.
I think I've missed something at some point. Anyways, the sandwich is delicious.
Oh, she says, "Oh, well, thank you very much." I mean, it's just your typical uh, turkey with cheese. This was made, out of our first cow, the first one that died. She was really good. I have a lot of leftover stuff from back then that I have kept over time, so I have it well refrigerated, and it lasts quite a bit.
Oh, that's excellent. Then a well-stocked pantry is an essential.
Yep.
Yep.
Sam will pass and just make an excuse that he ate recently.
Oh, it's okay if you're not hungry. That's fine. Ultimately, we're gonna have that turkey tonight. It's gonna be a lot of food. I also gonna make some mashed potatoes to go with it, and I'm just gonna go all out. I'm just gonna make you guys some pie too for dessert. We're gonna have a great dinner meal tonight.
So, has anything been happening at night? Or strange noises, strange lights, anything
Uh,
odd?
no, I haven't seen any of that. I'm a deep sleeper. Um, I hate to say it, but other than the fact that sometimes I sleepwalk, but I used to sleepwalk when little Ryan over here used to live with me too. So it's not new.
And this might be awkward, but could I search the house? Like your room? I mean, just kind of take a look. It's kind of what I do.
Well, I mean, you can check the other rooms. I would probably like to clean my room first before you look at it. I was not prepared. I wasn't aware that he was bringing any extra company. But yeah, I mean, I will definitely pick it up a little bit, and then I have no problem you looking at it.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. No problem. So, I mean, ultimately, to be perfectly honest with you, there's really nothing wrong or crazy going on inside of the house. If there's anything that you want to see, you will definitely need to probably look outside, because most of the stuff that dies, they just die outside. Nothing dies in here, luckily.
What time of day is it?
Right now will be, I want to say, about 1 o'clock.
All right, so we got lots of daylight to take a look.
Finally, well, let's go and take a look. And he would probably grab a flashlight with him, because if the problem is with water, that means that would probably be able to see something in the well.
Well, it's daytime. I mean, however, if you do want a flashlight, uh, you also will have light sources in the barn too.
Can you repeat?
You will also have light sources in the barn if you want a flashlight.
It will work.
Yeah.
I don't need just a source of light.
She says
Yeah.
to you, if you guys need anything, normally we keep a lot of stuff in the barn. So, I mean, it's mostly tools and things like that, and farming equipment. But if you need any of that, just for to do whatever it is you're gonna do, that's totally fine. You can grab it. All I ask is that you put it back once you're done.
Of course, Mother. I'm fully familiar with how things are meant to be done. Everything will be put right back in its place.
All right, no
when
problem.
we're done.
And and she says, "Well, um, I'm gonna get to preparing the food and start cooking. And if you guys need anything, just let me know. And then once I put the turkey in the oven, I'm gonna go clear up my room, like pick it up, and that way you can look it up when you come back." All right, so
Sounds good.
she retreats, and you open the door if you want and leave. I mean, are you guys going outside right now?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so you open the door. Go ahead and roll spy him. All right. So you leave,
Oh,
and
today's gonna be a disaster.
uh, each one of you go ahead and roll. Let me see. One sec. Roll Constitution, please and thank you. All right. So
Oh, man.
Arrow and Arlen, your characters, they get a very lightheaded. Very lightheaded. That's all. Nothing too crazy. Almost unnoticeable. So, you guys come out, and what do you do over there outside of the house?
Um,
We could start by running the perimeter um, of the land, just and kind of check to see if there's anything out on the ground, um, anything special, basically from you know just a area search.
Okay. So, as you do that, obviously you know the front of the house. So you look at the back. You look around. You see that not too far from the house. I want to say about 50 to 60 feet away is the barn. Very big barn. Actually, it doesn't look that bad at all. The barn. It has some big doors to it, and it's just a normal barn. You do hear, yeah, you do hear some animal noises coming from outside. You can hear some chickens, a couple horses, cow or two. Then everything else,
Good
as you
animals.
walk around, you notice how to the back, the dead grass seems to be spreading a little more. Um, I don't know if in the front of the house it was spreading, let's say, I don't know, 10 feet. To the back of the house, that is spreading, I want to say, about 30 feet. So it's a little. The back of the house seems to be a little bit more affected uh, of whatever's going on.
Okay. Would I even remotely know if there is any underground water flowing in that direction or beneath that?
Well, I mean, you didn't ask your mom if the well dry, but ultimately, if she just gave you water, chances are that the well didn't dry. I think Arrow
Right, but
crashed.
I mean, is it a well or a pump?
It's a well, and it also has a pump. So normally she'll get the water for drinks and stuff like that through the pump, and then the bucket, the typical bucket thing, whatever, to irrigate and all that.
Oh, so there is a bucket
Yeah.
type opening. So Sam will bring a bucket up a couple times just to look at it.
Yep. You bring up a bucket a couple times, and it looks exactly like how you drank it,
Okay.
or
And
what it looked like, even if you didn't drink it.
does it smell weird? Can you hear anything down there?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't smell any different than the water inside. You do not hear anything whatsoever, other than the bucket splashing the water when it goes down. The well seems to be pretty
Is
full,
there
actually.
is there anything unusual about the barn when we search it?
No, it seems to be a really big farm. Once you go into the barn, you do see that the barn is quite big. On the back of the barn, you see that there is a table set. All the tools and things are against the back where that little table is set up. Many different things, many different tools and whatnot. Then to the sides of the barn are where the different areas are for the different animals to be there, particularly during the winter. The chickens have their own chicken coop, but everything else, it just stays over there in the barn.
Did the animals look healthy?
Yeah, the animals look just fine. I mean, then again, she just told you that the animals were just delivered that morning.
Okay. What about if he takes his foot and kind of moves hay around in certain areas? Is there anything unusual about the bottom of the barn?
No,
Back.
You
everything
really
just
not
looks the
want
same. Everything looks the same. The bottom of the barn is just mostly concrete. So
What about the lofts?
the logs look just fine. Not, no, they don't look anything like the house, for that matter.
so it looks quote unquote
Normal.
healthy.
Yep, looks fine. Then again, to your recollection, Arlen, your character has never found a dead animal inside the barn, or heard about an animal dying inside the barn.
I suppose it would make sense that things are more in order inside here. Animals rarely die inside the barn. Rarely, if ever. Mostly because other animals are not really fans of, well, animals dying. Being around them. They do know how to, what's bad for them. And if you have and if there's a sick animal, other animals will generally push it away or push it out.
So, what else would you guys like to do, if anything?
Um, I'm more interested if something is under the water in the well. And then I suppose I'd probably want to try and figure out where well is drawing its water. Although that would have to wait a bit.
Well,
You can test that by a rope, and then you have a weight on the end of it, and then you pick a spot, and then you drop it down until the weight hits something. You bring it up, and then you find out how much wetness is along the rope. Pick a different spot and do the same thing, and then there's some kind of object that's at a different height, you would see that on the rope.
Yeah. However, when it comes to you going into the well is not, the hole is not big enough for you to be able to go down there. So you wouldn't fit.
How deep is it?
Let's figure it out.
How deep is the hole of the valve?
Yep. I'm about to tell you. 44 feet. So quite deep. And out of those 44 feet,
Sorry. How deep did you say it was? I got disconnected.
it's 44 feet and 44 feet down. And so far, I don't like that 3. Hold on. Let me try again. Oh my god. Really? Okay. So far, about half the well, about 25 feet of the well are full of water.
That's a good well.
Yeah.
So it's too deep for standard methods.
So there's a lot of water over there. The water, lack of water is not an issue, and if anything, it's really deep too. So. Is there anything else you guys like to do?
Yeah, I'd like to look for any bodies of like the previous animals and see if I can investigate them or if she got rid of them all.
The bodies are not there anymore. They all been buried.
Okay.
However, a veterinary from Arkham looked at the animals. So if you do want to drive back to Arkham, you're more than welcome to.
Group and investigate more around the house and do that later.
Yeah.
So the odd thing is we just don't have. It seems like a normal farmhouse, a normal barn. There's something unusual about the farmhouse, but we can't really find anything unusual about it. And I did a search, and nothing unusual about it. So, to me, that's just not really a story right now.
Yeah, no. Right now, it will make sense for your character to feel a little bit of disappointment.
Uncomfortable?
No, disappointment due to the fact that nothing seems to be panning out at this point. So it makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't. How long did it take us to get out there? Like,
well, you guys would have been looking around different things for at least 2 to 3 hours. So yeah, you would have given it a good search around. So as you guys are coming back, or just walking, maybe you weren't coming back. Miss Carrington steps back and says, "Dinner's ready. By the way, my room is it's clear, so you're welcome to look at it if you want."
I suppose he will. I mean, he's got nothing else going on, so he might as well check it out.
Yeah. All right. So you all go back into the house. She has the table nicely set up. You see that gigantic turkey cooked over there in the center of the table. She's got a crazy big pot full of mashed potatoes and two pies that are still smoking. Um, a pumpkin pie and a I don't know sweet potato pie. And she's like, "Oh, okay, yeah, let's go look at that, and then we can sit down to eat. I'm sure you guys are hungry. I mean, that was a very light lunch we had." So she walks upstairs and she opens the door. She's like, "Okay, well, this is my bedroom. I had a little bit of time to pick it up. I'm sorry, I had clothes everywhere. You know, when you live alone, you just don't care anymore. And even if you don't live alone, but you're not necessarily expecting somebody to come look at your room. So, but this is my room, and when she opens the door, you see the bed. The bed is not very well made, but you see that she made an effort to make it. She has some stuff on her nightstand, like some glasses. There is a notebook over there that she writes notes and whatnot. There's also a book. Um, the nightstands have a couple drawers, and they're they seem to be a visible, keyhole in every single drawer. And then she also has a dresser and an oil lamp there.
So he'll uh, take a look at the book, the notebook, open up the nightstand. Um,
Sure.
that kind of,
So the book is an old book. It's nothing out of the ordinary. It's just a novel type book. It doesn't really matter what novel it is, but you can pick any popular novel from the time if you care about and use that. It's nothing out of the ordinary. The notebook that she has over there that she writes note, you see that she just keeps track of how much money she's spending, on the animals and stuff like that. Her finances mostly. She also has phone numbers of the people that she needs to contact, such as the doctor, her son, um, things like that. And the doors of the nightstand, those are locked.
uh, can find a key anywhere?
No, she said no. I keep those. Those locked. Those are private. I have private pictures and from the family and memories and things like that. I don't really want to go over them right now. I'm not in a good state of mind right now to be bringing all those memories up.
All right. Um, he's gonna shine a light underneath the bed and with the closets, the dresser.
You
Um,
notice that? Well, actually, go ahead and roll spy him, and all of you can. By the way, if you're in the room.
Ooh,
Nice.
I didn't fail this time.
So, Arlen, you notice that there's a little bit of ash under on the floor, especially under the bed.
Under the bed
Under
and
the
the
bed and
ash.
around the bed. Yeah, the moment that you flash the light, uh, if you know what you're looking for, you can see it.
okay. Is it in any particular shape?
Uh, Actually, yeah, it is in a circular shape.
Okay, can I, Ryan, would you help me move the bed out of the way, please?
Well, first off, Ryan, would you tell him about that in your mom's bedroom? Because ultimately, you're the one that's seen it.
Um, sorry, what did you say? I blanked out for a moment.
That your character saw under the bed a strange
Ah, the
circle,
ashes.
yeah, covered in ashes. Yeah.
Well, there appears to be some weird ash circle beneath the bed.
So you
I'm
would
just
tell
not.
your character would tell um, Sam about the ashes and on the floor in your mom's room.
Yeah, just kind
Okay.
of pointed towards them,
Okay.
point them to it.
Just making sure that your
I'm not
character
really
does that.
sure.
Okay.
My
So
mother is usually not sloppy like this.
okay. So ultimately, he asked you if you could help him move the bed. Would you help him move the bed?
Well, of course, if we can
Okay.
find anything, he is.
Okay. So when you move the bed, your mom gets a little upset. She's like, "Okay, I didn't know we were going to be rearranging furniture." Uh, but
Don't
ultimately,
don't worry, mom.
if you must know, unfortunately, I tripped while carrying my lamp, and he fell over there and he burned a little bit of the floor. So, oops, I'm sorry. I forgot to clean
DM,
that.
you said it was a bunch of a circle of ash,
No, it was one circle.
correct?
Yeah, one circle, about a little bit the size. I don't know, about the size of your hand, pretty much. Which it wouldn't necessarily be so crazy to think that uh, that maybe some oil didn't
You,
fall there and burned it. So
it might. She said that the lamp fell down. Are there any burn marks on the ground?
yeah, there are.
And she just left ashes there.
She's like, well, you know what? I was mostly worried about putting out the fire. It was kind of hard because this wood is seems to be very dry. I think I might need to have this house treated. Um, but right now I cannot afford it. So ultimately,
No,
once I put the
no,
fire out, I just kind of like took a breath and I completely spaced out.
no, I understand perfectly.
You
Um,
know me. It's not like I don't have anything else to worry about.
Mom, I've seen you, like the way you act when you think there is. Actually, I'm gonna shut up. Last time I tried to sass in any way, shape, or form, I ended up cleaning the barn for 6 months straight
Well,
by using a shovel.
I I'm sorry. We are all what we are. I really worry about you too. I mean, I don't know what you're doing with your life, but so far you have not given me any grandchildren. You have not gotten married. Are you turning funny?
No, no, I things are complicated.
I mean, at the very least, you can tell me the truth. I will accept it. I am your mother.
Um, Mom, I did meet a girl.
Okay.
You're
Well,
just
what
not
what are you waiting
good
for? Because I'm not
in
gonna
the.
live forever.
Yeah, but I also cannot rush her.
She's ready for you. Well, I understand that you won't, but I mean, it's important. It needs to happen. I mean, like I said, I'm not gonna live forever, and especially with the things that are going on right now, I don't know what's gonna happen. I need 5 seconds, and I'll be right back.
Okay, other record, Aaron. Especially mothers when they get worried.
Yeah. Situations like this in real life, because I'm already married.
What?
We're just talking out of character, like parents, man, they do stuff like this. I was like, yeah, glad I don't have conversations like this, because I'm already married.
Right, same. Same.
Seems I'm the only one here that's currently single. Although that's mostly due to my terrible luck with women.
Friend group is also single. It's not unusual.
I mean,
All right. So what do you guys do after that nice awkward conversation?
I know I plan on spending the night observing the things outside to see if someone is not playing dirty. So you two are free to join, or more than likely just go to sleep.
Well, you guys haven't even eaten yet. I mean, she's got the full table set up with food and whatnot.
After dinner, of course.
Oh, okay. Well, but let's talk about dinner first. Are you guys ready to go eat then? Or do you guys want to do anything else in the bedroom? Particularly, I'm asking that due to the tension that is going on between the homeowner and her son and the awkwardness of the conversation.
No, unless there is something strange, anything else to see that's potentially strange, I'm just going to put the bed back in its place and well, let everybody to rest while I do a few chores for. I mean, I cannot really just do nothing.
Okay. So, is everybody ready to go eat?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, you guys go to the table, sit down, and okay, so you start eating. You know, she serves you the food. Food is everything's normal. Everything's fine. And the water's still in the same way, but other than that, there's nothing super crazy going on. Is there anything you guys want to talk about during dinner, or you just want to go over dinner?
I think just go over it. My next goal is talking to the guy that was selling our animals. I have a weird suspicion that he's making money off of this arrangement. Of them dying quickly. Anyways.
I'm sorry, I could not hear the last part. What was that?
Oh, I have a feeling he's making money off of the animals dying quickly.
Who? The other farmer?
Yeah, the one selling her animals.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, maybe. And she says, "Well, you know what? I don't know. I mean, I have known him for a very long time, and he's always been very honest and stuff. And also, truth be told, he didn't want to sell me any new animals until I was sure that I have dealt with everything. That everything was figured out and working correctly. So I don't think he necessarily has anything to do with my animals dying. I mean, if anything, I think that he could have pressured me to buy animals from him easily. You know, sort of like going, "Oh my goodness, you have no animals now. You should probably buy some in order to stay afloat," and that kind of stuff. But truthfully, I mean, he's a good friend. I know him. I known him since we were young, and ultimately, when I was doing really really well with my farm, I sold him a lot of animals and helped him out, and ultimately, he's now helping me out. So you know, one hand helps the other whenever you need help.
Like a good man.
Yeah, but tell me, how long? But doctor, I really appreciate you worrying, and I really appreciate you coming. We have quite a history. You've been my doctor for a while, but I have grown to, I have grown to love spending time with you, and making sure that I'm okay. I really hope, health wise, I can finally turn a leaf here and get better. And I really appreciate the fact that you also have come here to make sure that everything's okay in a way, even if it is your job, reporting anything unusual.
Pleasure. I like to look after the people of the town. In terms of reporting anything unusual, I think our reporter friend would do a bit more of that than me.
I'm having a hard time finding anything unusual.
When she says, "Well, yeah, I know that's the craziest thing ever. I don't understand how things work, truthfully, but when it comes to that, at least, it's very odd, very strange what has happened, and I I don't really know what could be wrong that is happening. All I know is that uh, my animals just continue dying for some reason. I've thought that maybe I could find a way. I have tried staying up till late some nights, um, looking out the window, see if I saw somebody maybe coming to poison my animals. But those times that I did, I fell asleep. Um, and I have not seen anything out of the ordinary. So I really don't. But anyway, I want to say that cooking for everybody, and all that has gotten me quite tired. So I'm gonna finish eating, and I'm probably gonna go to bed. I'm probably gonna wake up early tomorrow and make a nice breakfast for you guys, and then we can ultimately go look at the animals, and I'll show you what I do a little bit with the animals, and we can go look at at the at the vegetables that I planted, and maybe show you a little bit more of that. What do you say?
What?
She says, "What do you say? You guys okay with that?"
Yeah, yeah, we'll hang out.
All right, all right. So
Yeah.
if there's nothing else that you want to ask at that time, then you guys eat, drink, and and you go to bed. Obviously the rooms are not necessarily the quietest rooms, particularly with all that wood, like so dry. You hear cracks, you hear every time you walk, like so every single noise possible you hear. But time goes by and you just go to sleep. Everybody, go ahead and roll. Listen.
Oh, listen. I thought you said mythos. I need to listen to
You're
this for myself.
you're obsessed with Cthulhu mythos.
You failed her listen check in real life.
All right, so
Maybe give her next character a few points in in Cthulhu.
no, you can't. But Sam and the doctor, both of you, hear some noises. Some definitely some steps. Not necessarily right out. Well, yeah, actually, passing by your room, and then after the steps, you hear a door close, and then you don't hear anything for a little bit. After a few minutes, you start hearing some talking.
Well, that interests me, so I want to get out of bed and try to find out where that talking's coming from.
You can't really make up, from your room at least, what the talking is, but you kind of hear a little bit of talking. It sounds very low, not too low, but very low to make up what it is. So okay, so you get out of bed. What does the doctor do?
I'll just kind of listen at the door since the floor is so creaky.
Okay, so you get up and take a couple steps to your door, just so you can hear it at your door. So Sam, what what else do you do besides getting up from the bed, if anything?
So he goes up to his door, he cracks his door to see if he can hear anything or see anything.
Okay, so when you open the door, obviously the door goes, and hopefully you'll hear that. And ultimately, August would have heard that too. The door just opened, and you hear what sounds kind of like stuff like that.
Slowly try to go towards the sound.
Well, you haven't been able to hear anything. You're still asleep. You're the only one that didn't pass the listen check. So you never woke up. So, Sam, what else would you like to do?
Well, he is going to step out into the hall.
All right. You take a step, and obviously your step makes some noise. Like, it makes the wood make that noise.
Yep.
And
Still listening.
uh-huh. Yeah, go ahead. Well, you didn't have to roll listen again. You're already listening. Um, you still hear the talk and you hear a little louder, but you can't really make up what it says. It's almost as if whether it's not English or it's something weird that it just doesn't make sense. Or maybe she's just talking in her sleep.
Okay. So it's gibberish. And
To
he
you,
knows-
it sounds gibberish. Yes.
Would a good listen skill allude him to it being an organized pattern of speech?
If you want to listen to it really, really well, you will have to get close to the door.
Okay, then he will get closer.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your luck, real quick. Okay. So when you get close to the door, obviously you can hear your own steps as you walk because of how much the wood creaks under your feet. But as soon as you get to the door, the talking stops.
All right, he'll just stand there.
Okay. Nothing new happened so far.
Then he's just going to stake out the door.
Okay. How long do you plan to be there?
As long as it takes. I mean, he's an investigative reporter, so he's used to stakeouts. So he's just going to lean up against the wall with his arms crossed and just wait.
Okay. So you just stay there. Nothing new just seems to happen for the rest of the night so far. So eventually, I'm sure the doctor closes her door and goes back to sleep, or unless she wants to come out and talk to you. But she wouldn't really necessarily know that you're. Well, she might know that you're there because she would have heard steps too. So.
Yeah, I think after hearing additional steps, I would have opened my door and at least looked around like, what's going on?
Okay.
And then he'll whisper back, it's like, I don't know, I heard some talking in her bedroom.
Okay, if you want to investigate, she sleepwalks. It's not unusual to sleep talk as well. I guess if anything's weird, wake us. I'm going back to bed.
All right.
And I close my door again.
All right.
Reasonable.
So, eventually, the door opens. And she comes out. It's like, oh, I'm sorry, what are you guys doing here?
I don't know. I heard someone walk up here.
Oh, I'm
Go into
going
your
to the
room.
bathroom. I went to get some water, and then I went back into the room, and it was too dark, so I spilled the water on me, and I kind of complained a little bit, cursed out a little bit, and I had to change clothes, so finally I drank a little bit of the water that I had left, and now I kind of felt like going to the bathroom, so I'm just on my way to the bathroom.
Yeah, I don't know why I don't know why I ran that, but so what's really going on, ma'am? I mean, I heard you heard some sort of weird talking going on in there. Um,
Yeah, no,
and
I was just upset to myself with myself. Sometimes I talk to myself. I just, once you live alone, sometimes you start feeling the need to communicate, and you start talking your thoughts out loud, and
so, am I getting the sense that she's dissembling at all?
um,
Like, trying to explain away
yeah.
this. I mean, she's something there's something going on that she's aware of, and she's trying to explain it away as
Well,
something
for
mundane.
you to be able to tell that, you will have to roll a psychology test, a psychology roll. But she is indeed very much trying to explain to you what's going on and what she's going through.
I have a persuade skill, and I'm trying to get her to understand that we're trying to help her, and by not communicating to us, we can't help you, basically.
And she's like, "Oh, I'm really appreciative of the help, and yeah, that's why I suggested that maybe tomorrow we could go to look at the animals and stuff. Because I really want to find a solution to all this. I am really sorry if I made you feel uncomfortable in any kind of way, or if I'm a little bit out of the ordinary. I have lived by myself for so long, and once you live by yourself, for long enough, uh, you don't have anyone to talk to, so you just start doing some stuff that maybe for somebody that spends quite a bit of time talking to other people on a normal basis, um, finds it different. I do tend to talk on my sleep, but B, sometimes I find myself, uh, conversating with myself, such as thinking out loud and things like that.
All right.
But I am really sorry. I didn't mean to freak you out in any kind of way. So anyway, I'm gonna go back to sleep. I'm pretty tired. Maybe you guys should do the same thing. We're I got quite a bit of work to do tomorrow with the animals. So maybe maybe
All right. So, okay. So, is she like? Did she come to the door, basically, to tell me
well, she did open the
to
door
talk? Okay. I am going to.
because she was supposedly going into to the bathroom.
Okay. So I am going to just move up to her and open the door all the way, so I can look in her room.
Okay. You open the door all the way, but you can't really see much of anything because it's dark in there, and she's holding her oil lamp in front of her. So
Like, man, may I take a look at your room real quick? Just take a glance, just to check things.
like, well, my room is a little messy right now. I was just sleeping and stuff.
I only take a moment. I only take a moment, and I'm going. I can
She's
use
like, well,
persuade if you want.
I don't have a problem letting you look at it in the morning. I mean, I can let you glance at it from out here, but I really don't feel comfortable with you walking.
No,
into my room.
but I really need to look right now. 'Cause I heard somebody.
Says, okay, fine, she says, and
So I'll flick.
she walks in.
So I will. All right, and I got a flashlight, or not a flashlight, a lighter. So I'll flick it open.
Well, she's got
And
her
then
oil
prob-
lamp. She says,
Oh, okay, and then
so other than the bed being messy, she says, you see, there's really nothing else. I mean, I was just sleeping.
What about the closet? The closet. Check the closet out.
Well, the closet is closed exactly in the same way that it was before.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna open it.
Okay, you open it and you see like some clothes hanging in there.
And I'll kind of wave my arm in there to make sure there's nobody hiding.
Nope. Nobody's hiding in the closet.
And then I'll glance, mind you, at the nightstand and see if it's shut or not.
No, the nightstand is exactly in the same way. She's got the same book over there. Um,
And it's shut,
Yep.
presumably locked.
the book is shut, and the drawers are definitely still locked.
I'll check. I'll just check under the bed real quick.
Okay. You check under the bed, and things are exactly the same way as before.
All right. Well then, I will say, well, thank you, and I have a good night.
All right. Thank you. All right. So, from that point on, if you go back to bed, unless you guys want to get together to chat, I don't know. Do you guys want to get together, or you just want to go to bed?
I had already gone back to bed.
It'll be in the morning that we chat, if we do.
All right. So, you guys go back. The night goes on, and you guys go back to sleep. Go ahead and roll listen again.
Nope.
Okay, so Sam passed the listen.
For Sam.
You heard steps again outside of your door, but this time they just walk out.
Once he hears them, he's gonna rush to the door and open it.
Okay. You rush him, and you just see her. You just see her walking out. I don't think she heard you open the door.
Walking out where?
Like going downstairs.
Okay, I'll follow her.
Okay. So you see her opening the back door and heading out.
Look, no,
You're breaking up. I can hear you.
I'm gonna look out the back door window to see where she's heading out to.
She opens the bathroom door and goes in.
Oh, I thought you meant outside.
Yeah, the bathroom is outside of the house.
Oh, so she's going into the outhouse.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so when you get to when did she close the door to the outhouse?
Yep, she did.
I'll head out there.
To the outhouse?
I'll just listen.
Okay. So you head out to the outhouse. And are you gonna stand just in front of the outhouse? Where would you like to stand?
Like behind it.
Okay, behind. All right. So eventually, the outhouse door opens up, and she comes out.
Okay.
When she comes out, she starts heading towards the barn.
Okay. I will give her some space and then start following her.
Okay. So she goes into the barn, and she walks all the way to the back, and she's pretty much by the tools. You can't really see what she's doing because she's got her back towards you.
So what are you doing with those tools? I'll say from behind.
She turns around. She says, "Oh my goodness, you scare me." Nothing. I was just preparing the stuff for the morning that I'm gonna need to use. to work. I'm just having trouble sleeping right now. I guess it is the anxiety of having company. So I'm
So
sorry
I'll
if
walk up there to see
if I startle you.
what's going on with her light. I'll walk right up there.
Okay. So you walk there and you see that she's just getting tools. It's like, is there anything I can help you with? If you're talking, I can't really tell what you're saying. You're breaking up. Oh, he crashed. Hello, hello, hello.
Hello?
No, he crashed.
Anybody?
He crashed. I'm here. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
We
So
can
in the
hear you.
meantime, do you actually go ahead and roll? Let's see. Actually, go ahead and roll listen again. It starts raining, and a bolt, lightning just hits the ground, and the thunder wakes you up. So if you do pass the roll, listen, you will be awakened by the lightning and freaking out. Arrow, do you stay in the room or do you want to do something?
The window, right? Can I just peer out the window?
When you look out the window, you look at the barn and you can see the barn from there, and you see that the barn has light inside. The barn door is not fully closed; it's kind of cracked, so you can see the light coming in,
I will go.
coming out. I mean,
Wake
so what?
Brian. Yeah. Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I will go wake Brian and tell him there's somebody in the barn. There's lights. We should probably
Okay.
go check.
So you
Okay.
wake him up, and you notice when you go out to wake him up that his mom's door is open, and that also, I believe his name was Sam. Yeah, Sam's door was open too, and neither of them are in the room.
Strange.
Weird. Potentially unpleasant. But
So,
I don't think it would be much of an issue. He says it, but you can hear doubt in his voice.
what would you guys like to do?
Shall we go take a look?
Yeah, I'm gonna go take a look too.
Okay. You guys go there and you see how Sam is talking to Miss Carrington about what she was doing over there, and she's explaining to him that she's getting tools and tools ready for the day tomorrow. And you guys come in and she says, "Oh, okay, here you guys are. Yeah, I'm sorry I couldn't sleep. I was trying to explain to him that I was getting the tools for tomorrow for work. I have trouble sleeping. Uh, I'm sorry if I wake you everybody up. I know that, especially with the rain right now and the thunder, it's kind of hard to sleep. But please, by all means, go. You're more than welcome to go back to bed. You don't have to stay up just because I can't sleep.
You do know that that's not how it works. Out here on the farm,
What do you mean? Jesus.
it's storm outside.
Right,
Just
I
need
am
to
inside of the
take care
barn.
of the animals.
Right, I'm inside of the barn.
And
The
we can
animals
go
are
back to
here.
sleep.
Right, she says, I'm inside of the barn. The animals are here. And ultimately, I'm getting things ready for the morning. I'm not doing anything with the animals right now. So, everything is okay. Right,
Last time you said
Mr. And she says, right, Mr. Sam?
Yeah, I had an internet failure.
Yeah, it's okay. There's really nothing out of the ordinary going on. I just can't sleep.
All right. Well, um, then I guess I'll head back to bed.
All right. So, Sam, go ahead and roll. Let's see. I think it might have been. It might be Constitution. Just a sec. Let me see what I'm gonna have you roll. Yeah, I guess Constitution. Everybody's welcome to roll Constitution.
Like that. Ooh.
All right. So you guys are feeling like going to the bathroom, like having to go pee before you go to bed. You know, you guys are talking, and I guess the conversation just strikes. Like, yeah, I'm just gonna go to the bathroom before I go back to bed, and then you kind of feel like, okay, well, maybe I should go back to the bathroom too. Maybe I should go back to the bathroom also. So you all head on to the outhouse. Who wants to go into the outhouse first?
Out of character. Roll the dice.
No,
Yeah, that's fine.
or whatever you want to do. I don't really. It makes no difference. But go ahead. Go ahead and roll. Oh, okay. Well, I guess I'll roll it, since it wouldn't be fair for you guys to roll it.
Just roll d3.
Let's see. Okay, so I guess Arlene, your character goes to the outhouse first. Go ahead and roll spot hidden in there.
Something I'm relatively good at. No.
Okay.
No.
No. You just sit down, pee, and you come out. And then Arrow, go to the bathroom since you're normally number 2. Go ahead and roll spot hidden. Okay. And then Sam.
So close.
All right. Sam, you sit down because it's free. Well, actually, you don't sit down. You're just standing over there, peeing, and you're looking down while you take a pee, and you notice that right next to the toilet, there's some sort of a very skinny box, almost with the shape of a book, but it's definitely a box.
color is it? Just a normal wood
It's
box?
a normal wooden box. It's made out of wood.
Any runes or anything odd about it?
No, no. When do you grab that box to look at it?
No, I'm just looking at it. Right.
Oh, okay. No, it's just a box. It's definitely covered in something.
Okay, so I'll slide it out of the way.
There is a book.
Okay, I will pick up the book. And here we go.
That is your book. Do me a favor and roll a 1d3 for me. Thank you. So it's gonna have that, and it also going to have a ritual of how to summon a Biaki. And I'm gonna type the name over here so you can see it. So when you glance at it and you see the images and all that, you see how the book speaks of how it takes many different lives in the ritual to summon a Biaki, and how some some incantations need to be done, and certain things have to be done, and you see how in the book is said how something gets burnt on the ground, pretty much matching the burn mark that you saw in her bedroom. And
Did you say the ritual involves some? Did you say it involves so many different lives being taken?
yep, and how the the ritual needs to be casted for, I don't know, let's say a month, in which every night it seems to be eating more and more life around what is being casted, which it will make sense on how the animals are dying and everything else. And in some way, she is probably dying too because of it. Go ahead and roll sanity, by the way. Thank you. All right. Roll a 1d2. Not big thing, because ultimately you're just looking at it. Nothing. Yeah. All right. So, what would you like to do?
He is going to replace the box and take the book and pocketed it.
Okay. So you pocket the book. You come out of the stall. And, you have the other two investigators there waiting for you to go back to the rooms. They're just chatting over there while you were going to the bathroom. So, do you talk to them about it?
No.
Okay. So you guys head on to your bedrooms there, then?
I would
I
assume.
mean,
I don't know.
not mistaken, they're going to veterinarian, if I remember correctly.
Well, no. Right
So
now it's the
we
middle of
don't
the
need to
night.
get
It's
ready?
about, I want to say 4 or 5 a.m.
Middle of the night.
4 or 5 a.m. So, okay. So if you're going back to your rooms, everybody just goes inside of the room, I guess.
Is it like a big book?
It's it's medium size. Nothing Not too big, not too small.
Is it like a hardcover or is it
Yes.
a soft cover?
It's a hardcover.
All right, so when he goes back to bed, he is going to brace it with a chair, basically. So if somebody tries to come in the room, the chair will drop and wake him up.
Okay. You do that, and you go back to sleep.
When is sun up typically out here? It's
About
winter, so
6.
it's probably pretty late.
About 6, probably in about 2.5 hours.
He might just stay up anyway. Just looking at the book.
Okay. So everybody roll listen again. You hear a loud scream. Coming from outside of the house. By the way, after reading the book, you can see that there is a ritual that can be done to dismiss such creature. It has to be done in the presence of the creature. It will take, let's see, two turns. And Arlian, you not only can't hear anything, but you're just having a hard time. You're having a wild dream right now, and that headache of yours is killing you. So you're just sleeping it off.
Hopefully it's not killing me literally.
The headache kind of is. Actually, as a matter of fact, everybody go ahead and roll Constitution.
I just have to open my mouth.
I don't think it was all of us. It's just him.
Oh, I thought
No. I said everybody. Everybody roll Constitution.
Oh, you said everybody again.
Okay, thank you.
I
Alright,
will.
So Arlian, you
burn.
had that headache previously, and so did Arrow. However, Arrow's headache didn't get worse. So, but right now, I want Arrow and Red Wolf, both of you, go ahead and roll a 1d3.
I was gonna burn a couple luck just to pass that check.
Well, no, you can't do that because that's a stat. That's not your skills.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Right.
So,
Okay, so no, Arlian, you don't need to do that yet. It's Arrow and Red Wolf. So both of you are not feeling good at all. When you look at the mirror, if you have a mirror in there, and you decide to just look at it, glance at yourself, you do see that you look relatively more skinny than you did yesterday. You definitely look paler. You look sick right now. Arlian, you on the other half, you're gonna roll a 1d5.
okay, just a second. Five. Something just hit my computer. 1.
Okay, that's fine. But in your case, your headache is pretty big. So, what do you guys want to do? Between the scream, the fact that you guys are starting to look skin and bones slowly.
Well,
The longer
Sam is
time
gonna get
goes, the
dressed.
more you start resembling his mom, pretty much.
well, Sam's gonna get dressed and just getting the fuck out of that house.
Are you gonna tell the rest of us why?
Yeah, he's gonna. Well, first thing to do is gonna get dressed, and he's gonna pound on your door, Doctor. You go get dressed, get the hell out of here, and then he's gonna go over to Ryan's door and say the same thing.
Okay, Ryan, you wake up whenever he tells you that. However, you have a major headache. You can barely open your eyes.
Okay. I wake up,
Yeah.
stumble out, looking like a walking corpse.
All right, I'm just gonna help him up then, and
Okay.
help him down the stairs.
So when you do that,
Yes.
you hear a very loud bang noise. Very loud banging noise. Would you look out the window?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. If you look out the window, you see
Would be
that
roughly reasonable.
the doors from the barn have completely come off from the barn itself, and they have flown. Pretty much, they've been pushed out. You know, I want to say at least 5 feet, and they're just laying flat on the ground.
Probably not good. Help him down the stairs
Not
and I'll
good
go
at
see
all.
if anyone's injured.
Downstairs, you don't see anybody inside of the house. If you want, you can roll listen. You can hear a whooshing noise, almost as if every once in a while you hear some wind going by.
A swooshing.
Yeah, like
No, I got it.
Where did the scream come from?
outside.
Well, that's what I'm gonna focus on when I can get Ryan out the door and get him away from the house beyond that ring of dryness.
A loud noise just comes up and out of the roof. It's almost like if something hit the roof really, really loudly. If you look out the window, you will see Miss Carrington's body just fall off the roof, completely covered in blood, onto the ground, and as she falls, you will see her out the window.
Rush to the body and check if she's alive.
Yeah, rushing out. It is his mother. He's gonna die.
Well, you would definitely
And-
feel if anybody will feel a need to go outside, it will be you to go check on your mom.
Yeah, Ryan is literally rushing out to check up on his mother.
All right, you get up, you run downstairs, and you open the door. And when you open the door, you see a trail of dead animals over there on the ground. You see your mom that is dead on the ground. You see the cow, the 2 pigs, and the 10 chickens just completely dead and the horses too. And they all look like their life has been sucked out of them. They look like super skinny, super pale, you know, like almost as if they've run out of blood and they just died months ago.
Even though it seems like she's dead, I want to check and see if I can revive her.
Yeah, no, she's got some serious internal bleeding from hitting that roof from such a high altitude. So yeah, she's not coming back.
Doc, we gotta get the hell out of here. Sam says really loud. He pulls out his weapon.
Oh, the Ryan also has his revolver out. I mean, what did you expect? Something
Alright,
just...
so you guys have your revolvers out. What do you guys want to do?
Like I said, we need to get the hell out of here.
So that
Now.
are you getting in your car?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's a good idea.
Yeah, pretty much.
Who's gonna drive?
We're bolting out of there.
Who's driving?
I will. I mean, I don't really have any skill for it. Does any of you two have?
Chances are
I have
that at this
about 20.
point in time, I will advise you that whoever has the highest skill for driving probably should drive. You're most
I have
likely to
40.
be attacked while you're driving.
Jesus. Okay, so she's got a 40. That's the best we got. Yeah, buddy.
All right. So you take off. You get driving, and as you get driving, you hear the wind just passing the car by as you drive out. you continue on, and you manage to enter the city limits. Eventually, once you cross, let's say, what street is this? South Peabody Avenue. You notice that the wind has stopped. The sun comes out, and pretty much that was the end of that, because you just don't feel any more wind. The entity, it's gone. It's no longer there. Doesn't necessarily mean you dealt with the entity. Just means that you survived.
What
Yep.
was that?
That, my character says, is just a typical day in Arkham.
And yeah, so pretty much we can always do another campaign at some point with a continuation